Good morning, student. Today we're going to continue with the chapter Globalization and the Indian Economy. Yesterday we have read about what is globalization, how the various economies of the world are linked with the process of globalization, how various MNCs or multinational companies are operating in various parts of the world, and going through their trading pursuit with the process of globalization. So today we will read about what are the factors that have enabled globalization. The first factor which enabled the process of globalization is technology. So with the rapid improvement in technology, it has been one major factor that has stimulated the globalization process. For instance, the past 50 years have been seeing several improvements in transportation technology. This has made much faster delivery of goods across long distance possible at lower cost. So with the technological know-how, that is one of the most important factor that speed up the process of globalization. So with the technology, even more remarkable have been the development in information and communication technology. In recent time, technology in the areas of telecommunication, computers, internet has been changing rapidly. And telecommunication facilities such as telephone including mobile phone, fax, etc. are used to contact one another around the world. So this is with the communication system, the world is transforming into a global village and are used to contact from a distant land to various other areas instantly in a clicking of a button also. And to communicate from remote areas, it is feasible. So this has been facilitated by satellite communication devices. So computers have now entered almost every field of activity, and it ventured to the amazing world of internet where we can find and share information almost anything that we want. So internet also allows us to send instant electronic mail or email, talk, voicemail across the world at negligible cost. So these are the factors of technology which is speeding up the process of globalization. So other than the technology, the other factor that is helping in the process of globalization is the policy of liberalization of foreign trade and foreign investment policy. First of all, we have to know what is liberalization. Liberalization is the process of removing the trade barriers or to make the tariff liberal. So, taking the example of Chinese toys which are imported to India. The Indian government put a tax on import of toys. So those who wish to import these toys would have to pay tax on this. Because of the tax, buyers will have to pay a higher price on imported toys, and Chinese toys will no longer be as cheap in the Indian market, and imports from China will automatically reduce. So Indian toy maker will prosper in that case. So tax on import is an example of trade barrier. It's a barrier. That means restricting the trade. So it is called a barrier because some restriction has been set up by the government. And government can use trade barrier to increase or decrease foreign trade. And to decide what kinds of goods and how much of it should come into the country. So why the government set up barriers? To regulate the flow of trade in a country. The Indian government after independence had put barriers to foreign trade and foreign investment. This was considered necessary at that time to protect the producer within the country from foreign competition. In order to boost up the Indian economy and Indian trade, such barriers have been imposed. So industries were just coming up in the 1950s and 60s, and competition from import at this stage could not be allowed and this industry to come up. So that's why they imposed barriers at that time. Thus India allowed import of only essential items such as machineries, fertilizers, petroleum, etc., which are not available in great quantity in our country. So all developed countries during the early stage of development have given protection to domestic producers through a varieties of means. How they are protecting the domestic production? By imposing the barriers, so that there will be less import and the local or indigenous item can be available in the market. So starting around 1991, some far-reaching changes in policies were made in India. The government decided that the time had come for Indian producers to compete with producers around the globe. It felt that competition would improve the performance of producers within the country since they would have to improve their quality. This decision was supported by powerful international organizations. Thus, barriers of trades have been imposed in various other countries of the world which are in the stages of development just after the colonial rule has ended up. So, why they have put the barriers? In order to regulate the flow of goods in their country, in order to boost up the domestic produce. So it felt that competition would improve the performance of producers within the country since they would have to improve their quality. So this decision was supported by powerful international organizations. Thus barriers on foreign trade and foreign investment were moved to a large extent. This means that goods could be imported and exported easily, and also foreign companies could set up factories and offices here. So removing barriers or restrictions set by the government is what is called liberalization, that I told you before also. So with liberalization of trade, businesses are allowed to make decisions freely about what they wish to import or export. The government imposes much less restriction than before and is therefore said to be more liberal in their liberalization policy. Now, World Trade Organization or WTO. What is the role played by WTO? We have seen that the liberalization of foreign trade and investment in India was supported by some very powerful international organizations. These organizations say that all barriers to foreign trade and investments are harmful. There should be no barriers. Trade between countries should be free. All countries in the world should liberalize their policies. So in that situation, World Trade Organization is one such organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. Started at the initiative of the developed countries, WTO establishes rules regarding international trade and sees that these rules are obeyed globally. At present, 164 countries of the world are currently members of the WTO. Though World Trade Organization is supposed to allow free trade for all, in practice it is seen that the developed countries have unfairly retained trade barriers. On the other hand, WTO rules have forced the developed countries to remove trade barriers. An example of this is the current debate on trade in agricultural products. So, the role of WTO we have read. Now we have to read about the impact of globalization. Both the positive and negative impacts are there regarding the globalization in India. So in the last 20 years, globalization of the Indian economy has come a long way. It has been its effect on the lives of the people. Globalization and greater competition among producers, both local and foreign producers, has been of advantage to customers or consumers, particularly the well-off section in the urban areas. There is greater choice before them, who now enjoy improved quality and lower price for several products, because there are more and more products in the market, both from the local and foreign producers. As a result, these people today enjoy much higher standard of living than was possible earlier. So this is the positive side of globalization. Okay, that means more choices are given to the people. So among producers and workers, the impact of globalization has not been uniform. Firstly, MNCs have increased their investment in India over the past 20 years, which means investing in India has been benefited from them. MNCs have been interested in setting up industries with the cell phone, automobiles, electronics, soft drinks, fast food or services such as banking in urban areas. So these products have a large number of well-off buyers. That means those who are rich. In these industries and services, new jobs have been created. Also, local companies supplying raw material, etc. to this industry have proposed or they are prospering. So, secondly, the industries or the top Indian companies that has been able to benefit from the increased competition, they have invested in newer technology and production methods and raised their production standards. Some have gained from successful collaboration with foreign companies. Moreover, globalization has enabled some large Indian companies to emerge as multinationals themselves. Example, Tata Motors, Infosys, Ranbaxy is a medicine company, Asian Paints, Sundaram, Fasteners, Nuts and Bolts. So these are all various companies which had made a good profit, are some of the Indian companies which are spreading their operation worldwide and they are becoming prosperous. Globalization has also created new opportunities for companies providing services, particularly those involving IT. The Indian company producing a magazine for the London-based company and call centers are some example. Beside a host of services such as data entry, accounting, administrative tasks, engineering are now being done cheaply in countries such as India and are exported to the developed countries. So, the positive side of globalization and the negative sides we are going to read the negative side, the condition of worker and the hardships of the worker that are in the local industry. They have to face a competition from the foreign industries and most workers today are employed in the unorganized sector. So these are the problem. Moreover, increasingly condition of worker in the organized sectors have come to resemble the unorganized sectors. Workers in the organized sectors such as those whose job security is not permitting them to work. So it creates a problem or nuisance for them. So we'll read about the struggle for a fair globalization process. So people with education, skill and wealth have made the best use of the new opportunities. On the other hand, there are many people who have not shared the benefit. Since globalization is now our reality, the question is how to make globalization more fair. Fair globalization would create opportunities for all and also ensure that the benefit of globalization are shared better. The government can play a major role in making this possible. Its policies must protect the industry, not only of the rich and the powerful, but all the people in the country. So these are the things which will promote the fair globalization process. So we have read the chapter globalization. We have completed the chapter. Once again, I am just recapitulating the chapter. We have read what is globalization, what is the process of globalization, how the MNCs are setting up different companies with the process of globalization, how the local companies are benefiting with the development of globalization or the process of globalizations. We have read about the positive and the negative side of globalization. So we have completed the chapter. The next class I will provide you with the question answers. Thanking you, student. Goodbye.